Welcome back. It's a brand new day. It is Tuesday. I did not ship out yesterday. Decided to take the day off since my husband was home and we did a bunch of yard work. So I did not ship. I did ship on Saturday though, and I do have 3-day shipping on my eBay store. So nothing really needs to go out until tomorrow, which is Wednesday. But I did go ahead and schedule a pickup for my packages, so I'm going to go ahead and do that this morning. I have about an hour to pack up these items because my sister and my friend are coming to go to the pool, so I really need to hurry. Let me show you what I've got to ship out. I've got a whole basket of goodies. I have, I think, 9 orders from eBay and 2 orders from Mercari that I need to ship out. Nothing from Facebook Marketplace, which is not shocking because I was blocked on Facebook Marketplace for a majority of last week. Luckily, I do have access back, and nothing from Poshmark, which is not surprising for me. That really just ebbs and flows. I honestly don't know how anybody makes a meaningful income from Poshmark because I think I've sold definitely less than 200 items on Poshmark this year. And I've sold like close to 600 items on eBay. Let me go ahead and get this shipped. And done. I got that done a lot faster than I thought. I'm sorry I didn't take video of this while I was packing it up, but I do have the bug guy coming. He's supposed to have been here already. Of course he's not. And I've got like 15 minutes until my sister and my friend gets here. Dogs are barking. That must be the bug guy. Anyway, this is what 11 packages looks like. It all fits in one bag, and that's why package stacks mean nothing, because it could be one TJ Maxx bag or it can be a huge pile. Either way, done. Okay, we're back from the pool a little bit later than I expected, but the kids were having a great time. And now it's time to get back to real life, into the eBay. So my husband comes home in about an hour, and I try to stop working around the time that he comes home just so we could spend time together. We have a snack together, and then I do other stuff, you know, regular household responsibilities, and I gotta go to the grocery store. I got other stuff to do. Long story long, I did have plans to fix this comforter. It has a little hole in it, and do a few other sewing projects, but because I'm kind of limited on time, I'm gonna softball it and work on my yarn that I have all sorted out from the other day. So I'm gonna list this, see how many listings I can get. I'm hoping to get 15 listings. Otherwise, I've got this, a pair of shorts, and maybe and a stuffed animal. I think I can list to get to the 15. And then tomorrow we'll work on the comforter, and the Squishmallow has a little hole in its belly. I guess it's got a little fold from maybe going to the buffet or something. So I got 2 sewing projects for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be tomorrow. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started with listing this yarn. You saw me do that yesterday. Nothing exciting. And yeah, I'm wearing my robe. I mean, I thought about changing or taking it off, but you know what? This is real life. This is my old lady robe, and welcome to it. And I wanted to show you these. Look at all these Clorox pens that I had in my own personal laundry supply. I've been holding on to these for a while. I mean, yeah, they're a bolo. They have been used, though, because I don't know if people would buy the opened and used ones. I need to weigh them to see if there's anything left in these. At least this one feels like it's pretty full. And I need to sell it, so that's going to be on my agenda for tomorrow also. Okay, nothing left exciting that's going to go on today. I did have enough yarn to go ahead and list 15 items today, and I still have, I think, 5 more lots left. I'm going to go ahead and list that. I'm going to end some of my listings that are about to expire. Click Sell Similar, just like I did the other day. And I will see you tomorrow because, I mean, this is just kind of boring stuff. It's listing. I'll see you later. Goodbye. Goodbye. So I'm back. It is Thursday morning. It's almost 10 o'clock. And so yesterday I did list 15 lots of yarn, and I still have yarn left over. That one has a little bit of Nova Butt on it. That's a free bonus for somebody. But so I still have, I think, 10 lots of yarn left. And this blanket and this comforter, which I'm going to fix the slice on. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. A stuffed animal. That's what's going to be in my listing pile today. I think that's going to be about 15 items. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna work for about an hour, and then we're gonna have lunch, and then pick up after that. Oh, let me show you. Yesterday I got a nice little surprise from my mail person. A bin! They finally brought me another bin! My mail lady was bringing me 3 to 4 bins every single time that she would pick up, but we don't have a consistent mail person. So what has been happening is they would pick up the bins and never replace them. So that's why I started using like TJ Maxx bags or IKEA bags, depending on how much I have to go out. You know, but that's kind of a pain for the mail carrier because they have to bring the bags to their mail truck and then usually bring them back to the house, even though I have told them they can just shove it in my mailbox. Anyway, so this is a nice little start. Hopefully they'll start bringing me bins again because I know this is easier for them to just bring it into their mail truck and then, you know, go on their merry little way. Anyway, just go ahead and get started with the yarn. So when I'm listing, I like to either listen to podcasts, or lately I've also been listening to stand-up comedy like on Netflix. I know a lot of people like to watch like a show or a movie, but I find that a little too distracting because I can't see it, and I don't want to keep looking up from what I'm doing to see something on TV. So I need something that's more audio based. So I'm curious what you like to listen to while you are listing. So yeah, like when I'm like just taking pictures, I can listen to something that requires more, I guess, brain thought. Like I said, like the podcast or something. But when I'm actually typing up and listing stuff, I try to listen to things that don't require hardly any brain thought. Sometimes it's music. Sometimes I will listen to a podcast that is just like whatever, like I don't need to retain this information, or it's just like fluffy, goopy, celebrity gossip kind of stuff. Like I listen to a podcast called Apologists or the Shameless. They're basically like the Us magazine of podcast, I would say. Yeah, but they're a lot of fun. I like to do something like that. Or if I'm listening to music a lot of the times, and I do find that music does help me list a lot faster because I feel like you can kind of almost list to the beat. So I like to listen to either Disney soundtrack. I like the fireworks soundtracks like Happily Ever After and Wishes and stuff like that. I also like to listen to ABBA, Cher, Fleetwood Mac. Let me know what you like to listen to. I'm real curious. So I'm still so excited about all this yarn I got. I mean, yesterday it was wonderful because I was able to take pictures of everything and it very quickly and then list it really easily. I just basically sell similar and then, you know, change the titles and everything, but it's so much easier to list items when you have similar items together, whether that's clothing or, you know, stuffed animals. The process to take pictures of yarn is just so quick and easy, as you can see. Something else I don't know if I mentioned about taking pictures on the yarn that's important for crafters is the ply and the bulk of it, for example. Hopefully you can see that there. All the information is in this chart and want to make sure you get that into your photos. I finished all the yarn. That was great and easy. We're moving on to the one stuffy. I'm going to list a squishmallow today too. That big giant squishmallow I got at the thrift store that I'm hoping to get $100 for. I got to sew up the belly, so we're going to go ahead and list this guy. Okay, remember our shorts from the other day? They still got that freaking stain on it. I'm just gonna list it as it is. It's a little yellow stain at the top. As long as someone's not wearing a crop top, I think it would be okay. So we'll see. These are something I've had. I probably paid $1 for them at a thrift store or a church sale, something like that. I know I wouldn't have paid much for them. Because you always want to point out your stains or flaws in your listings. So I'm just using this pen. Sometimes I'll use like a skinny screwdriver, whatever. I don't think it matters as long as it doesn't look disgusting. Or some people just circle them. They like use Canva or some kind of photo editing software, and they will just draw a circle around it. I personally just like to go ahead and do it in the photo. That way it's done. I don't forget about it, and it's one less thing to edit later on. And I personally don't edit my photos once I get them in the computer. I try to make them look how I want them to look on my phone by adjusting the exposure and the white balance on my phone. And I think that works pretty good. Okay, we're gonna have to move our assistant No-No out of the way for a second, and I'm gonna do this blankie. So when I'm taking pictures, I'm trying to get like the details, the colors, the fringe. Now this is gonna be real hard to take pictures of the colors because they are so bright and fluorescent. They're kind of like, I would call them big pen highlighter colors. So that's just a few like styling ideas. You can drape it over the back, you can have it on here, and you can kind of get an idea of the size on this couch chair. And of course I'm gonna measure this one, and I'm actually gonna type this one into the description. I usually, like I said, take photos of measurements, but on blankets I usually don't. I usually will just type them up. Otherwise I have to lay them on the floor, and it's just harder to read the measurements. I'll do that on some, but you know, not all. This one's just gonna pick up every little thing, and I'd have to wash it again. Sewing Corner with my co-host Nova. Okay, so there are actually at least 2 holes that I spotted on this comforter, so I'm gonna go ahead and sew those up. I try not to get things that need repairs. If I spot some things in the store, unless it's worth at least $50, I'm not gonna probably pick it up because, you know, time is money. Well, little things like this I don't necessarily mind doing, but if you know you're not gonna do like a sewing project, just don't even get it. You don't want to add to your death pile, make your life harder than it has to be by picking up stuff that you just know you're not going to list. Only pick up things that you are excited to list. When you get home, you're going to be like, yeah, I can't wait to list that. That's my biggest piece of sourcing advice. Like, something could be worth $500, but if you're not going to get it cleaned or cleaned or fixed or anything like that, don't even bother. Just don't even bother. Leave it for somebody else and find something that you know that you are going to be excited to list. Like, this is why I don't pick up a lot of clothes. I don't like stain treating them. I always feel like there's a stain somewhere on them. I don't like measuring them. They take so much longer to list than, let's say, stuffed animals or figurines. Because there's so many measurements on clothing, and I feel like every time if I was to not list the measurements, that someone's going to ask me for them. And that's completely understandable because every single brand cuts their product differently. And I'm not the same size in any brand. Heck, I'm not the same size within the brand's own items. Like Old Navy, we're talking about fancy clothes now. Old Navy clothes, oh my gosh. Those are the absolute worst in terms of sizing. Like, you can be like a size 4 in one thing and a size 8 in another. There is just no rhyme or reason to how Old Navy cuts their clothes. The stitch I am doing is a ladder stitch, and you can find out how to do this on YouTube. I'll try to find a link to show you how to do it. It's super easy, and it makes it so it's a hidden stitch. So that's really important on something like this comforter where we're doing the edging. Did anybody watch those crafting shows in like the late 90s, early 2000s where they did all different sorts of crafts? It was usually hosted by some Betty White looking grandma. There's one I'm thinking of. I think her name was Carol. I'm gonna see if I can find it. And that's the one my mom and I used to watch a lot. And then we also watched like the Home and Family show. Anybody remember that Home and Family show? And I think it was co-hosted by Chuck Woolery of game show fame. Anybody remember those shows? We did it. Looks pretty good, pretty good. And if I remember correctly, there was one other slice in here somewhere. So I'm going to look this over real quickly, see if I can find it. And I'm also going to trim these loose threads because some people are just a little crazy. They want to look this a little bit, want this to look as nice as possible when it gets to the customer. And when I'm taking photos, of course. So what these loose threads are, as I'm seeing, is like, it's where they quilted this comforter. It's coming apart. So I am going to have to make note of that in the description. Aha! I found it. There's that big ol' nasty hole. I wonder if someone's big ol' nasty, like, big toenail got that or something. Just sliced it right open. We're gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna clean up this hole here. Get rid of these strings in the center. We're gonna do the best we can on this one. It's called a ladder stitch because, I don't know if you can see that, it looks like a ladder. So it's like we're gonna rescue this hole here. And I'm gonna try to take video of this when I zip it up, kinda. See? Does a pretty good job of holding it. Now that's the best it's gonna get on something like this when it's not a seam, and we're talking about just like a cotton type fabric. All right, that looks pretty okay. Not bad. I mean, maybe that'll go on the side of someone's bed. They won't really notice it. And I think once it's on a bed, it's gonna be okay. Of course, I am going to disclose that in the listing. So let's figure out how we're gonna take a picture of this comforter. Look, little No-No thinks this comforter is for her. Don't you, No-No? Do you think that's for you? It's not. While it is sitting here, I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of the repair before I forget about it. And it's just easier sitting on this couch. I'm going to show it with my handy dandy measuring tool too. And the one on the side I'm not going to worry about because I don't think you can see it. It's just that one. Okay, so I think I like the way it looks over here. I can get enough of the print in the photo by laying it right here. And I'm going to flip one corner over so that you could see that it is reversible. And there are still a few light colored stains that didn't come out. I don't think they're going to, honestly, because it's probably been dried so much. Okay, so I'm going to look over this real closely to make sure I didn't miss any flaws. So it's folded in quarters right now, basically. So I'm going to flip it around and look at each quadrant on each side. Hope that makes sense. And it looks like I'm going to need to wash this again anyways, because it seems to have picked up anything that's in the air. So I want to make sure this is nice and clean before I put it away. I don't think I'm going to take a picture of all of the flaws because they're just throughout. So I'm going to type that in, take a picture of the worst ones, and then type that it's got light colored stains throughout. And I can't forget about the parts where the quilting is coming undone. Right here where the stitching, you can really see it right there. When I list this, I think I told you I had a really hard time finding a comp for this one because the person did not use keywords really at all. They just had vintage, canon, comforter, and then the size, and that was really it. They didn't say colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to use vintage, canon, and comforter, but I'm going to add pastel, geometric shapes, 80s, 90s today, like I'm a radio station or something. No, I'm going to look to see if I can find other examples of other keywords I can use, but definitely 80s, 90s, and the colors. Maybe confetti, because this really looks like confetti to me. And I'm not sure what this shape is called. I don't know if it has a name. It just looks like a squiggle, maybe squiggle. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, so I've just got 2 more things I want to do. I've got 14 listed, or 14 that I've taken pictures of so far. I want to get this lamp listed that came out of my daughter's room that she doesn't want anymore. And also this rug that I bought, I thought I was going to use it. I got it at, I think, a church sale, and it's a very nice wool. What's this in it? I don't know if that's supposed to be a whale or a dolphin. Either way, it could be whatever you want it to be rug. And I thought I was going to use it on my back patio, but I ended up finding something I like a lot better. So I'm going to go ahead and take pictures of these 2 items. But this needs to be cleaned off first. Got some sticky on there. I don't know what that girl's doing in her room. Hopefully not eating candy or something. Now you just know how kids are. They always got like jam hands, even though there's no jam around. Oh boop, I'm back. I have somebody that wants to come pick up this radio, my first sale for Facebook Marketplace since I was banned. And then reinstated. Let me know if you want me to make a video about that. And then how I got reinstated. That was a bunch of baloney. But anyways, so this radio I sold for $30. I have somebody coming to pick it up shortly. Now, I do offer porch pickup on Facebook Marketplace. I never meet anybody. I mean, like, next to never. I always have them come to my house. I've never had a problem with somebody not leaving the money or anything like that. Just, it's a non-issue, really. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and put this out and get my $30. Back again. I can't stay away, apparently. Anyway, so I went to go delist that radio off of all of my platforms, including eBay, and it was listed 2 times on eBay, which how that even happened, I don't know, because it's supposed to alert you every time or any time that you have a duplicate listing, because they have an anti-duplicate listing policy. So what I am going to do is I'm going to run my store through this duplicate listing checker. I will put that link in the description so you can have it. It's free to use, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. That was super quick. It only took like a minute to go through the listing checker. And all it found was the radio. And then it does show these here as being duplicates, but they're not. They're actually different pairs of pants. And then these are different items too. So we're good to go. That's just something to check. That's a nice little handy website. So I don't have to go through and manually check myself. I have over 1,000 listings right now, and that would take me, I mean, even if I sorted them by title, it would take me like, you know, probably about 5 minutes to do it myself. So this is a nice little tool, nice little time saver. And it's free, so you know it's for me. If it wasn't free, I would take that 5 minutes to do it myself. Okay, so we're back from lunch, and I'm gonna go ahead and list my stuff. I forgot to sew up that squishmallow and take pictures of that, so that's fine. I took pictures of 16 items. That'll go on tomorrow's agenda. Anyway, so I'm gonna list. I'm sure this little one's gonna work on taking a nap. You know, she's had a hard day being a fluffy pup. Oh, so also every single day, I end listings and sell similar, so I'm not going to keep mentioning that. That's just something I do every single day. I also send out offers every single day, reply to questions, yada, 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 all the boring stuff. Okay, it's much later in the afternoon. I think it's 4:30 right now. I have one package that I need to drop off at UPS, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I think this is something that a lot of people don't talk about. A lot of resellers don't talk about the time that it takes to drop off packages. That is time out of your day. Luckily, I can drop off packages at the UPS store, which is only about 10 minutes away. So 10 minutes there, 10 minutes back. I just drop it off on the counter. I don't ever get a receipt. So anyways, let me go ahead and take care of that. So I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.